Lots of accidents on wet roads due to bad weather. Let's find out from our meteorologist, Azwitaka Zituani, what the rest of the weekend holds for us in terms of weather prospects. Azwi, perhaps in just a wide-ranging conversation, let's start with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reporting that 2019 is the hottest year since instruments and records began in the late 19th century. That's scary.
It is very scary, and it is very true. And remember, the start point of issues is with the temperatures. We've been recording high temperatures since the 1950s, and since then the trajectory keeps on moving up and never goes down, and that's a serious issue. And from then, people have been saying that, or scientists, that there is an issue called global warming that will result into us having bad weather, and again, severe droughts, and I would say like super strong heat waves, and looking at things like what we had recently, a heat wave again, with temperatures reaching a maximum of 50 degrees in South Africa.
What's the disconnect between scientists and politicians in the conversation around climate change?
The thing is, it's finances mostly, because to take action against climate change, it's going to cost a lot. So there's still a whole lot of business issues that needs to be settled. And remember, with things like plastic, because it contributes to climate change, just to remove it completely, it's going to cost a whole lot of money, and a whole lot of companies, and lots of people are going to lose their jobs. So it needs to smoothen in. But again, the seriousness of it, it's happening currently, and action needs to be taken at this moment.
The other contradiction is that we've been praying for rain here in South Africa.
Yes.
Now we've got the rain, we've got other problems.
Yes, well, we have accidents, we have other problems like it's wet and cold, but these are minor problems looking at the issues that we're facing, because our dams are still sitting very low. Looking at the Fall Dam, the one that provides water to us in Johannesburg. Now, with all the electricity cuts, we don't want it to be coupled with water cuts as well. So we still need lots and lots of rainfall, because if you have seen, we're getting these beautiful showers, a cloudy day, awesome weather that we are having, but it would be good if we would get a small flood that would result into a flow into those dams.
So from a meteorological point of view, we're saying we welcome the rain.
Yes.
What warnings do we give our viewers in terms of their driving, their interaction with weather?
Well, you need to drive extremely cautious. If you're late, please just call wherever you're going and say that you are running late, because I'm sure everyone would understand what's happening in the roads. Because if it is wet, then there are some new potholes that just developed. I was driving yesterday afternoon, and I've seen new potholes that I've never seen before. And I know that those just developed because of the recent rains. So please drive extremely cautious, because with wet roads and braking hard, it can end up into some serious accidents. And we've lost few of our loved ones during this raining season.
Absolutely. You just give us a provincial breakdown in terms of the weather forecast and the areas that we seriously need to be cautious against around.
All right, we're starting with Gauteng. We're seeing it's raining from today going all the way to Tuesday, isolated with scattered showers. Starting from Monday, thunder showers. Remember, these can be heavy as well, so there is a chance of flooding here. It is needed, but again, it can be extremely dangerous. Now, starting from Sunday, the northeastern parts, you can see 80% chance of showers, so there's going to be lots of rainfall. The beautiful part about this is that it is Sunday, so there isn't a whole lot of driving for many people, with 60% chance of showers, and the whole of South Africa looks as if it is covered with rainfall. Now, coming back to Monday, where people will be going back to work, the northeastern parts, again, is still covered with 80% chance of showers. We're talking a whole lot of wet roads. And again, morning fog patches, you know, these areas, it's all mountains from Limpopo and Mpumalanga going to KwaZulu-Natal. So you need to drive extremely cautious in these roads and make sure that your headlights are always on. Then 60 going to Gauteng. There are some few mountains in Gauteng as well. Going to northwest, it is a beautiful area, but again, it will be raining from tomorrow going all the way
and like
to
you said
Tuesday.
Before, northwest, one of those examples where rain is sorely needed.
Yes, and again, today we have up to 80% chance of showers, and we still need lots of rainfall, because the dam levels are very low. Talking of Eastern Cape as well, Free State going to the Northern Cape, we need lots of water. So there is a serious issue in South Africa. Water is the main problem, and climate change is playing a serious factor into this.
KZN being one of those provinces where extreme weather conditions have occurred recently, resulting in the deaths of several people. What kind of do's and don'ts can we say to people in terms of how to behave in the midst of the extreme weather conditions?
I would say the main thing is to keep your radios on whenever that is happening. And when you see an outburst of clouds and a huge buildup of big clouds, just make sure you are in a safe area, because we are in a tornado
people like spectator value these days.
Yes, severe thunderstorm season and tornado season. So whenever we say severe thunderstorms, please just make sure that when you see a huge buildup, make sure your radio is on or TV. Keep listening and make sure that you are in a safe area. And the safest part of your house is the innermost room and the innermost corner of your house. You will be safe, even if the whole house is destroyed, but that corner always remains standing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this
scary.
is what's going to happen.
Let me ask you that question that we ask all the time, but you can never ask it enough.
Yeah.
How should South Africans be interacting with the conversation of climate change?
They should be interacting with it by adhering to what they're supposed to do. You know, all that we do contributes to climate change. Talking about pollution, talking about driving unnecessarily.
The way you use electricity at home,
yes,
for argument's sake.
Yes,
yeah.
The misuse of electricity, and again, misuse of water. We need to adhere to the restrictions that we are given by our municipalities, because they go back and build into the issues of climate change, making us safer. I mean, if now we have reached a maximum of 50 degrees, what do you think will happen in 3 years if we do not adhere? Because if we adhere, then we will stabilize the issues, then we'll be able to have time to adapt. But if we don't, then it's going to be a serious issue. And it's not a thing of like, if I don't do it, somebody else will do it. Because each and every emission contributes to the warmth of the globe.
So we've seen this week, especially in Gauteng, I'm not so sure about all the other provinces, where in 1 week there was a complete switch from very high temperatures and then suddenly very low temperatures.
On Tuesday it was boiling, it was very hot. And then go to Wednesday, it is cold and raining, like lovely weather. It looks like nothing really happened. And that just makes us forget, like, you know what, heat waves and climate change, we can ignore it. But trust me.
So what are the expectations for next week?
Next week we're still having some rainfall. So far no heat wave, just normal hot temperatures to very hot. Thunder showers here and there, and those can
Let's
be
just talk about
dangerous.
that pin you're wearing on your jacket. I know for AIDS Day we wear a red ribbon, we've got pink ribbons for cancer. What does that signify?
This one signifies that I stand for the environment. So there are people who really stand for the environment, looking at the whole environment. But for myself, because I'm a meteorologist and a climate change activist, so I stand with the weather and climate change. So I give out the issues that are happening and how climate change has affected our weather and how we can go on forward.
So, Azwi, thank you so much for that update.
Thank you.
All right.